I'm Reinhard Kate, and welcome to episode 24 of the Ripple Drop. We've got a really exciting show for you today. First up, we've got James Wallis talking to you about Central Bank Digital Currencies, or CBDCs, and their impact on the XRP Ledger. Then we've got Ripple's head of engineering, Devraj Varadhan, who's going to talk to you about machine learning on the RippleNet platform. And then last but not least, we've got everyone's favorite developer advocate, Matt Hamilton, who's going to be talking to you about the developer work being done on the XRP Ledger. Stay tuned for the drop. Dev, the engineering organization is super diverse and its work is incredibly multifaceted. What's your favorite thing about being its leader?
Yeah, thanks for having me here. What I love about leading our team and being part of our team are the people here and how focused they are at waking up every day in the morning and working on things that impact people's lives. That's what they care deeply about. And how they go about doing that is also equally inspiring to me. Like, they take the time to understand the customers deeply and then use that information to invent really hard problems where there are no off-the-cuff solutions, make a meaningful impact on our customers' lives. That's what they focus on. That's the part of that builder mentality is something that I enjoy.
Can you talk to me about the idea of incorporating machine learning into the RippleNet platform and what that might entail?
Our customers rely on us to serve their customers really well from a liquidity perspective. All of our customers require liquidity. In order to make liquidity available globally, anytime, anywhere, is very, very key to delivering a fantastic customer experience. That is where we apply a lot of machine learning today. And to go do that in a way where it's a stochastic problem, to actually go and predict customer demand will be in a global manner on a day-to-day basis as well as in a longitudinal basis. It's a very nuanced problem, but at a high level, what we are really focused on is how much liquidity, where they need it, when they need it, so that we are able to deliver that to our customers at the optimal cost. That's where we apply machine learning. That's one of the use cases today.
So for our customers watching, what kind of benefits might we see from incorporating machine learning into the platform? Could we see faster transactions, cheaper transactions?
Yes, both of that. And I think the other key aspect of it is, as I was saying earlier, given the nature of the problem, things change on a dynamic basis, on a daily basis. How do we ensure that when they rely on us, we have the liquidity available to them is a big multifaceted problem on its own. And to be able to do that consistently, durably, one of the things that we continue to focus on, obsess over it, is to how do we lower our cost structure so that we can pass that back to them. So from a customer perspective, the two key benefits are speed, as you said, availability on demand, anytime, anywhere, 24/7. And to do all of that in the best possible price manner, that's where we focus on, and we pass on all our cost savings back to our product and our customers.
So what stage in development are we in right now? How soon could machine learning be operational?
All these machine learning models, they're in different stages of development today. Some are already in our pre-production environment, making critical business decisions for us. And in the coming months, in October and November, there are several key launches coming up. The problem that Ripple is solving on behalf of our customer, these are not a said and done problem. We view launching as a starting line rather than a finish line. So we incrementally roll out, we learn from it. And in my experience, I've never seen any one single launch has knocked the problem for our customers. We continue to keep iterating on it. That's where we are. You would see, in addition to this year, you would see us continue to focus on it next year as well.
So for all those engineers out there watching this episode and thinking, wow, this work is incredibly exciting, I want to work with the RippleNet team and the Ripple engineering team, what advice would you have for them?
What has helped us, and in talking to various Ripplers here on what makes them successful and enjoy, is really having that builder mindset. You always continue to tinker, because these are problems where you're not going to find answers in a textbook. You have to have that kind of dealing with ambiguity, being prepared to continuously improve the product. And more importantly, you do all of that because of your customer-obsessed focus here. That's very, very key. There is very little, here is the spec, go build it. It's all about, here's the problem we want to solve. Let's work together to solve. So having that curiosity, having that tinkering and builder mindset is very, very key.
Matt, before joining Ripple, obviously you were with IBM, but outside of work, you were an active member of the XRP community. What made you interested in joining that community and then eventually working for Ripple?
Well, it's a funny story, Ron. I kind of accidentally got into the XRP community. Previously, I'd been involved in a lot of open source development, and between jobs, somebody had actually given me some XRP about 5 years ago. And as a programming exercise, I actually started writing something against the XRP Ledger just to kind of test it out. And it turned out to be, so easy, and the XRP Ledger's got a built-in decentralized exchange, and I wrote something to try trading against that. And it worked fantastically. And I wasn't aware of any blockchains that had things like the capability of the XRP Ledger. And that kind of drew me in. And I started using it, and then I saw the opportunity to come and join Ripple, and it was kind of like a fantastic chance.
What qualities of the XRP Ledger are attractive to developers?
The great thing with the XRP Ledger is it's so fast, and that's great for people who are transacting on it, but it's also great for developers, right? If I write something and make a transaction I'm testing on the XRP Ledger, I get the results back, in seconds. So that actually makes it much easier and much quicker for me to actually develop things against the XRP Ledger. And there's a whole different slew of languages and APIs you can interact with. So whether it's Python, JavaScript, or Java, or you want to connect directly using the REST or WebSocket APIs, there's lots of different ways to interact with the XRP Ledger. So, it's very easy to program against. And I think much easier than some of the other blockchains, because you don't have to worry about, I've placed a transaction, now I've got to wait for an hour for it to confirm. I can get confirmation back very quickly. So it actually makes the whole flow of programming much simpler.
Ripple is just one of many interested groups building on the XRP Ledger. Are there any specific projects from external developers that you're really excited about?
That's hard to answer. I mean, there's so many building on the XRP Ledger. I run a weekly Twitch stream, and we get developers on to come and talk about what it is they're building. And what has been amazing is just the sheer number of developers that I was not even aware of myself until I started doing the Twitch stream, and they started coming out and saying what they were building. So there's companies like Sologenic that are building a system to tokenize stocks on the XRP Ledger. There's a company in Canada called Spend the Bits that have actually created a Bitcoin wallet that runs on the XRP Ledger. Bitcoin as a unit of account, but running on the XRP Ledger, so you get the performance benefits of the XRP Ledger. There's a group called Verify Ed that is storing exam credentials on the XRP Ledger. These ideas I never would have even thought of or realized people were doing, but there's all different ways in which people can use the XRP Ledger, and that's the bit that really excites me.
So Ripple just launched an XRPL grants program to support independent developers that are building projects on the XRP Ledger. Can you talk about that initiative and why it's so important?
Yeah, sure. This is an initiative that we started at Ripple, specifically within RippleX, to help fund independent developers building new things on the XRP Ledger. And we've come to the end of our first round of applications, and we've had about $18 million worth of grant applications submitted. We've been going through and kind of assessing all of them, and we've started to fund a number of them already. We're going to be running a second round later on this year in the fall, and hopefully a third round in the spring as well.
So Ripple announced its investment in Mintable in July. More recently, it also invested in Mint NFT and established a creator fund. Can you share more about Ripple's vision around NFTs on the XRP Ledger?
Yeah, sure. So NFTs represent, effectively an entirely new economy that is being built, right? And the lines between physical and digital ownership are being blurred. So the World Economic Forum predict that 10% of global GDP is going to be tokenized by 2027. Now, the XRP Ledger is ideally placed to kind of work with this because the XRP Ledger was actually the first blockchain to allow the tokenization of other assets. So in the past, people have tokenized gold, there's US dollars, euros, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., all tokenized on the XRP Ledger. Now people are starting to use it for NFTs. And the community has come around with a number of standards to be able to represent NFTs on the XRP Ledger using built-in functionality that's been there for the best part of a decade now on the XRP Ledger. And taking that a step forward, engineers at Ripple are actually working on another standard that allows native support for NFTs on the Ledger, a much more efficient way of storage, and allows some additional functionality around NFTs as well. And what is great is because the XRP Ledger has a built-in decentralized exchange, you can actually trade those NFTs directly for other tokens. And again, that could be fiat, that could be other NFTs, that could be anything that you can represent in a tokenized form on the blockchain. So we're really excited about this at Ripple, and we see this as being a kind of big move forward into, like we say, an entirely new economy.
James, can you explain what a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, is and how it can be used?
Yeah, sure. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. So yeah, CBDC, or central bank digital currency, the clue is in the name, right? So it's central bank digital currency. Basically, it's digital currency that's issued by a central bank. So the same way as, in the US, the Federal Reserve issues cash, they will be issuing digital money instead, but backed by the central bank. That's the backing by the central bank is really important. It's got several different use cases that we're looking at. One is settlement between banks that goes through the central bank. Retail payments, retail payments being, the obvious one that everyone knows about is cash. So this would be a digital version of cash that would replace cash over time. And then the third area of use case is cross-border payments, something we're very familiar with at Ripple. It's probably worth mentioning a couple of the benefits as well around CBDCs. Why are central banks looking at this? They are looking to improve the efficiency of the existing payments. So that's one element. They're also, central banks, their main mission in life is really financial stability in the country and fiscal policy. So they're looking to make sure they can maintain control whilst also driving innovation through CBDCs. So very exciting area.
What countries are using CBDCs right now, and what countries are testing them?
There's a lot of interest in CBDCs. I think there's different studies, but certainly over 80% of countries, central banks are doing some level of research into CBDCs. I would say most of that is research or proof of concepts. There are a few countries that are further ahead. China is one of note that has a fairly advanced pilot. Many other examples is Sweden, and of course, recently we just announced our relationship with Bhutan. But there are a number of factors that need to happen for CBDCs to be widely adopted. One of those is what we call interoperability. This really says, when you have a CBDC, how does that interact with, number one, the existing payment schemes in a country? Secondly is, you need to be able to send money efficiently cross-border. That requires interoperability because not every country will run the same type of system. So you need to be able to convert from one to another. And then the third one I think is also very important and very exciting is interoperating between a CBDC and other forms of digital currencies. At the end of the day, people want efficiency and they want low cost. This ties in with the whole, sort of Ripple view around what we call the Internet of Value, right? Making it as easy to move money around the world as it is to move data today. I think it's important that the technology people that are working on CBDCs like Ripple, are able to provide a sort of full life cycle solution, right? So at the end of the day, CBDCs have to be created, right? It's like printing money, but you're creating a digital token. And then they have to be distributed, right, through banks or other institutions to the end users. Then you have to be able to spend them, right? And that's where the interoperability comes in. And then, the whole thing needs to be able to be managed.
So this is really exciting. Ripple has recently created a relationship with the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan. That's the central bank in the country. And Bhutan is a country that historically has been dedicated to happiness. They've even coined the phrase gross national happiness, or GNH, and seen that as a priority over traditional economic factors like GDP. But they're still extremely technologically advanced. What drives that innovation?
Yeah, so firstly, we're really proud to be working with the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, the central bank in Bhutan. It's an amazing country. They have an objective to increase their financial inclusion to 85% of the population by 2023. They also are a very green country. They're actually carbon negative. So they're very focused on sustainability. But also they want to bring the country up to the next level of sort of the digitization and the use of technology in the country. They have some fairly sophisticated systems already, and they're looking to go up to the next level. So the central bank, the RMA, will create the digital Nigultrum, which is their currency, and then distribute that to the commercial banks. Then the commercial banks will distribute that to the citizens so they can make payments. And then also we are, the third dimension here really is cross-border payments. It's a big challenge for many countries that have a need for more efficient remittance payments.
How can central bank digital currencies help address the equity gap for end customers in the regions that depend on remittances?
Remittances is by definition a cross-border payment, right? Usually it's a low-value cross-border payment. So CBDCs can help with the the efficiency and movement of money, but then when you combine that with a state-of-the-art, world-class payments network like RippleNet, you get the best of both worlds. So you have efficiency sort of domestically, enabling people to move money, and then you transfer that through a network like RippleNet, and then you've got the best of both worlds. I mean, what people that are sending remittances want is they want speed, so their family or friends can receive the money quickly. They want certainty. They want to know that the money's going to get there, and they also want it to be low cost, right? So that's the sort of utopia for remittances.